Julian Turner.
Hot Juice calling in. Hey, Ju, what's up, man?
What's going on, man?
And you're live on the pod. We're getting ready to close out by saying nice things about Tom Brady, but then, you call, so it's like, oh, shit, man, we got to answer.
Well, I tell you what, better yet, Judy, you have something great to say about Tom Brady. I know that he denied your team plenty of entrances to the
Well,
I know the Jaguars did too, but, I know that Tom did.
Hey, man, if you're going to have a guest on your show, you should probably let them talk. What I will say is that he had an excellent football career. He was one of the Steelers' greatest rivals because it's actually a rivalry. We actually competed against each other. And unfortunately, it went more in Tom Brady's favor, but hey, that's football. I do, however, think that he was a cheating son of a bitch. I think New England was a system, and he thrived there because they had a lot of cheating going on.
He won a Super Bowl without them.
And he did. I didn't say he was out talent. Okay. But the history books will go down. He'll be the greatest quarterback of all time. Not the best, but the greatest quarterback of all time. Last time I checked, he's in the Guinness Book World Records for a lot of things. Most Super Bowls, leading number one in almost every category. The greatest comeback in the Super Bowl era. I mean, he's cemented.
These are all facts.
All facts, non-negotiable, man. So just real quick, give us your B-Flow talk, man.
Brian Flores, I feel for the guy, but I think he's brave that he's highlighting the mixed practices of hiring of black coaches on all levels. I'm not about to say minorities. I'm going to say specifically black coaches. I think that people are trying to give Bill Belichick too much credit in this as well, too. I think Bill Belichick made a mistake and text a guy in his phone named Brian and thought he was talking to the white guy, but instead happened to be the black guy. I think he owned up to the mistake. And unfortunately, he's called as collateral damage. But I think this change is necessary. I feel like Brian Flores probably will never see another NFL field again as a head coach. But what I'm hoping for is with his leverage that he's going to have now, because if that class action suit actually wins, he's going to be, he's going to go down the history for it. And I think that he's actually setting himself up to probably be the first black owner of a team, to be honest.
Expand on that one, please.
I think that, with this class action suit, I think that he probably won't have the money himself, but with enough partners and people to sponsor the team, they will just name him the chair or the head of the team because they know what he stands for, his values. He's not going to have any type of hiring discriminatory practices. So I think Brian Flores may have lost the battle today, but I think at the end of the day, he's going to win the war.
That I like how you put that together, and I'm inclined to believe that you are Stephen Smith of ESPN's ghostwriter.
It sounds like it to me.
I like it, and if there's enough money that comes in from that, like it's not the most unreasonable thing I've heard today. But shit, the owner still got to vote to let you in, and I don't know if they're gonna. Don't trust that new nigga over there.
Well, he don't got the credit. And if anything, go ahead.
Go ahead, Drew.
But I agree. But I feel like it's going to get to the point where, like, they're going to tell them, well, one nigger can't hurt. Yeah, we'll give them Dan's old team. What do they call it? The Comrades?
The Commanders?
Yeah, because Dan Schneider, he's not going to be an owner too much longer. He's going to be forced to sit down.
He wouldn't. He should get voted out similarly how Sterling got voted out from the Clippers, right?
Yeah, I think he's going to end up getting voted out. So I think that they're going to leave room for just one, but not one is too many in their book. But I think that if this goes down in his favor and it all comes to light that this is actually true, especially there's. With you have me showing up to the interview that that I wasn't going to get just to appease the Rooney Rule. I think that teams are going to look at that, or organizations and look at like, you know what, we want that type of character. Now behind closed doors, they're going to call him a nigger, but in public, they're going to shake his hand and say he's the right man for the job.
Or during the interview, if you're drunk enough, you might call him Ryan instead of Brian.
Myron. Myron? You sure your name's not Myron?
Okay. Here goes. You're black, but your last name is Flores. Is your daddy Mexican?
Yeah. So how does all that work? So he was there. Oh, okay, all right.
Hey,
well, you're a great story.
Nah, man, I think it's interesting, and I'm just looking forward to what all's going to happen. And even if there's no change that's going to happen, you know, maybe we finally get that NFL boycott that everybody's been asking for. But
Chris,
maybe.
Hey, let's make
hold on.
His credit for spearheading it.
Nah, fuck Chris Bosh and what he said. Chris Broussard, he was on national TV talking about maybe the players don't play or the coaches they don't coach. And I go, bruh, the players wouldn't even like buy into the CBA. Like most of them niggas didn't even read into that
incoming talent. I'm not to cut you off, but what about the incoming talent? What about the rookies that haven't fucked? I mean, now I know we got the NIL, but what about the guys still that haven't been paid?
Yeah, nigga, I need my coins.
They're like, no, I'm trying to play. Like,
well, I think the best thing you can do is go off examples from the past, and I think someone like Colin Kaepernick, who we can all agree was blackballed, regardless if you think if he was talented enough to be a starting quarterback or enough, we can all agree that he still had enough in him to make a roster. And we saw that when an actual injustice or impractice was brought forth, and they saw that one of their own quote unquote brothers, because you know the NFL is a fraternity and you got to protect the shield. One of their brothers are being blackballed and was being ostracized. What did the black players do? They chose their fame, their fortune, and their wealth over what's doing what's right. And I think you're going to see a lot more of that. And it's going to take people with real money and real power who are going to say, hey, you know what? Hey, rookie who's on that deal for only $500,000 or that vet who needs some money or whatever, we make enough money to where we're not going to fully finance you, but we can collectively, we can make sure that everybody stays afloat.
Where's Jay-Z at in all of this?
Oh, Jay-Z's coordinating the halftime show, because that's how you bring change. You know, to have niggas dancing and tapping their knee. Man,
hey.
Don't get me started. Jay-Z's the biggest piece of shit sham that I've ever seen sit in a boardroom. He sits here and he talks about this black this, this black that, but the best thing that he can do is give us a goddamn show. If Jay-Z wanted to create change, Jay-Z could be a goddamn NFL owner himself. But instead, you know what they did? They gave him a seat at the table all the way at the end with the iPod and said, hey, make a playlist for us.
Look, and that's a great way to kind of end that. But like at the end of the day, look, Jay's involved, right? And in that kind of what we want, somebody that
no, it's not. No, it's not what we want. We involvement. We wanted someone who was actually going to be in these board meetings, in these rooms where actual key decisions are being made. Not, all right, Mary J. Blige is going to perform before Dr. Dre, and okay, let's play California Love first. That's not involvement. That's a dog and pony show.
And you're totally right. And this is something that we did touch on when it came into it. And I told him, I said, really, the Brian Flores thing, fuck the coaches and the GM. Let's talk about the ownership, because there's not very many. I can only name one in the four major sports. Michael Jordan is the only black owner, majority owner of any sports team in America. Name the others.
And you can't, you know, but what I will give credit to the NBA, though, is because the NBA realizes that the black players are their product, you know, and that's where they make their profit from. So they realize that, hey, listen, we can sacrifice millions to still make billions. And, you know, but and for some odd reason, the NFL has, I mean, which is weird because on Sundays during the NFL season, the NFL is king. So maybe they feel like, you know, it's a money grab. We only have this short window, 16 weeks to grab all the money we can, so we can't lose anything. But if the owners stop being so damn stingy and stringent and being just old white fucks, who are stingy with their money and just realize, okay, maybe we can give a little to get a lot more. Maybe we won't be having these problems.
The NFL is the only commodity that I know of in the world that owns a day out of the week. They own Sunday during a certain.
It's the best TV show in history.
I, as a person that has been a season ticket holder and going to football games my entire life, can tell you, I liked avoiding church to go to football games, and so certainly they know how big this is. This is a big fucking deal. I mean, it's the most watched event on TV. Typically, even during the regular season, those games get more viewers than anything on TV. And obviously, the Super Bowl is the most watched thing every year. And, that's why you got
Fox did almost 50 mil on the NFC Championship.
Who?
Yeah, but
Fox did like 50 mil on the NFC Championship.
But here's what you just said, though. You just said that, basically football, if for some people, holds higher weight than religion.
It does.
On Sundays.
It does.
So what that means is how are you going to get not only a players, but more importantly the consumer who has made up in their mind or is accustomed to having something so valuable in their life without it because they want to make a stand. And I just don't see that happening.
I don't either.
It's not gonna happen. Hey, quick stat for y'all. The AFC and NFC championship games average 49.6 million viewers and nearly 100 million unique viewers tuned in. Come on, man.
And this is us. Maybe NBC's biggest show probably got 4.8 million people to tune in. I mean, so it's always a money call. We know that money. We live in a capitalistic society in America, at least. And so it's always going to be that way. And they're going to do what's best for them. They're going to do what's best for the TV companies that pay them. Clorox gives them money too. Like, they're going to do what's in the best interest of them. Because, like I said, when it came to even the boycotting with Kaepernick, I said, if you're boycotting the NFL and you don't want to watch it, then you don't need to fuck with the products that support it. If Coors is the official beer, then you probably don't fucking need to drink Coors if you're not watching the NFL, because guess what? They give them money too. And so it's really no way to win in a weird way, in a sense of there is a way of winning, but in terms of right now and the way that it's set up, they've set it up to where you can't win. There is no winning. There are such a power, whether it's out in Vegas with the money and betting on it, whether it's fantasy football, it doesn't really matter. These people are in control, and they're all billionaires, and they all own something as well. And you gotta, like, if you boycotted the NFL, then you fucking boycott Home Depot because Arthur Blank's name is all over it. Like, you can't go to Home Depot to buy your home. If you're really gonna boycott them,
go to Lowe's.
And who knows? There might be somebody there that has money in that too. Like, we don't even know. So it's just like, it's hard to do something like that because they've kind of got us by the purse strings.
Hey, y'all, look, this has been great. We're about to hit the 2-hour mark, though. So, hey, Jude, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it, dog. Gave some great insights, some great clips for the gram that I may cut up at some point this weekend.
Hey, appreciate it, man.
All right, dog.
All right.